What a difference a few weeks, man. This feels like a much different team than it did just a few short weeks ago.
Well, it goes to show in sports, winning cures all. And you look at the baseball in which the Nationals have been playing throughout this streak. I'll say this, offense is the best recipe, and it's your first line of defense.
It all starts with the Nationals offense. They've gotten it going with the bats. Pitching has been great. Defense has been better lately. The bullpen coming together, everything. We're going to highlight a few keys to it. But first, let's hear from the Nationals clubhouse after last night's game. Anibal Sanchez, the winning pitcher in last night's game, talking about the Nationals' winning ways of late.
Right now, everybody's on the good pace. The thing is, that don't happen early on the season, and that happen right now. But most of the people think, because it don't happen early, they don't going to happen late. So right now, that's the team that's supposed to start the season like that. But, we're in different position right now, but that's the team that we build in the spring training.
Your 3 starts since coming off the injury list. Do you see any specific things that are working for you across the 3 starts? Or?
I don't work in anything in particular. It's just more, trying to get ahead on the count. That's helped me before. It's helped me right now.
This is who I saw, last year, watching him, keeping the ball down, getting a lot of early swings, and just working in and out with his fastball and mixing in his breaking pitches. But he's been really good. I mean, I hope he continues to understand that, he's a guy, he's not a strikeout guy. He's a guy that, gets contact and weak contact.
He's a pro. He knows what he's doing. Obviously, the season didn't start off the way he wanted to, maybe trying too hard, but that's what you're going to get from Anibal. He's a pro. He's going to go out there, give you quality starts. He's going to pitch efficiently, and he did tonight.
So Anibal Sanchez got the win last night, and we'll give you 4 keys to a Nationals hot streak now. We'll start with the back end of the rotation. Here's what was happening before this hot streak started on May 24th. The Nationals were 6-12 in games started by Hellickson or Sanchez. But since this hot streak began, they are 5-1 in games started by Erick Fedde, who slid in for Jeremy Hellickson on the injured list, and Sanchez, who has been tremendous since coming off the injured list. Bo, we know about the big 3, but if you can get wins from the 4 and 5 spots in your rotation as well, that'll help a lot.
And I'm glad we're starting with this main factor because I think this is probably one of the biggest factors why the Nationals are on this hot streak. When you look at the 4 and 5 starters now, you have pitch efficiency, you have command of the strike zone. When you look at early in the season, Anibal Sanchez was walking a lot of batters. He was living on the edge, and he was falling behind in counts, which had his pitch count getting high. When you look at Fedde, he was able to come in. He attacked the strike zone. He's kept the defense on his toes. The pace in which they are pitching at now, I think when you look at those 3 things, it's the reason why the 4 and 5 starters have just been great.
And lightening the load on the bullpen as well when those guys are working a little bit deeper into games. All right, well, that's been great. How about the offense, though? This, as Bo said, has maybe been the biggest factor for the Nationals going 12-4 in their last 16. Look at the offensive numbers prior to the start of this hot streak, scoring just 4.4 runs per game. Now, 2 runs per game higher. Offensive numbers across the board have been better. Bo, this team has now scored 12 or more runs 5 times this season. The boys are going great offensively. Kurt Suzuki saying things are clicking right now.
When we're all healthy, the lineup gets pretty long. We know what we can do as an offense, and we feel like, when everybody's healthy and going, we're pretty relentless, and we just keep coming after you with quality at bats, and today was a good game.
We had good at bats today, and what I really like is just putting the ball in play. Moving the ball, not trying to go swing for the fences, just getting base hits and moving the baseball. We have Trey getting on base and leading off. He creates a lot of havoc. You got him, you got Eaton behind him. Those 2 guys get on for Rendon and Soto. It gets us going.
I just feel like I'm in a little bit more consistent spot right now, giving myself a chance to, hit multiple pitches in the zone, and I feel like I'm, not chasing, just kind of commanding the zone for the most part. And for me, that's the difference in good hitters and bad hitters. If you can stay in the zone and, make them throw you pitches, then you'll be able to drive the ball a little bit better.
So collectively, the Nationals have improved offensively over the last couple weeks, but how about individually? The biggest increases from the start of this hot streak until now. How about Howie Kendrick starting this streak, hitting .293 and bumping that average up 40 points? Bo, you run down these names here on this list. This is how you get a lineup that is really tough to pitch to. The depth the fact that you can string together long innings with multiple guys reaching base.
And you see that guy that just hit the home run, Dozier, there. I think he was the biggest key. When you look at this lineup and you start to look at the 5 guys we just highlighted, you see Trey Turner at the top. You see Soto actually took off and having him hit behind Anthony Rendon, who I'll say this, the stars of this team have been stars, and you know that Rendon is the offensive star. He's been basically the elite player in which we all expected him to be. But when you look at those 5 guys, what has happened now to this lineup, it's become deep, it's become deadly, and because you got Trey Turner back at the top playing the baseball in which we expected him to play, and Bryant Dozier getting going, you bring a guy over, he's expected to actually hit for power, he's had some big home runs, and now you drop Kurt Suzuki down there, you're talking about a deep lineup.
Yeah, where are the easy outs in this Nationals lineup at this point? I don't see any of them. Let's talk about the bullpen now, Bo, because this has been something that's been a topic of conversation really since opening day. We know about the struggles through May 24th, especially in that 8th inning. Just ridiculous numbers, a 9.47 ERA in the 8th inning alone. And how about their lowest relief pitcher ERA besides Sean Doolittle being Justin Miller at 4.02. Now, over the last couple weeks, the overall bullpen ERA much better. The 8th inning bullpen ERA much better. A big part of the reason why is Tanner Rainey.
I think the arrival of Rainey obviously solidified this bullpen. And the reason being is he is a clean inning guy. He's also can be a fire extinguisher because you can bring him in when you're looking for the big strikeout and you do not want the ball to be put in play. Davey Martinez has done a great job of utilizing him basically to have a clean inning, and there's times where he's brought him in the middle of the inning. But I'm going to say this about the bullpen. It's no secret that the offense basically erupting and now playing the way that they're playing. It has basically lightened the load on the bullpen. We talked about the 4 and 5 starters giving us better quality starts. That has lightened the load. I believe that these guys now have settled into the roles in which they're going to be used, and I think that has a lot to do with the success in which they are enjoying right now.
Yeah, you score on average 6.4 runs per game over a 3-week stretch. That'll ease the load a little bit off of the relievers late in games. Bo, so we've talked about the starting pitching, the bullpen, and the offense, but there's an X factor here, and it's the chemistry. And we've seen over the last handful of days especially, guys dancing in the dugout, tons of smiles, Kurt Suzuki surfing on down there. The boys are having a lot of fun.
Yes, and winning is fun. And I'll tell you this, when you brought Parra to this team, I think he added basically that X factor.
Yeah.
He has swagger. And when you think about winning streaks, regardless what team you're talking about, you're going to have swagger somewhere. You're going to have a player on your team that basically ignites the other players. And I think Parra has been that guy.